Well, it's been a very big week in tossing.
Yes.
Yes, because there was an election decided via tossing.
Explain how so.
So there's a place called Porto Princesa where an election.
You mean Port-au-Prince?
Princesa.
Princesa.
There's two. The Port-au-Prince is the African one. This is in the Philippines.
Oh, this is in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the town in Palawan, and two people, Noel and Sue, both got 3,495 votes each.
Yep.
So they officially tied.
Tied.
Yeah. So their way of deciding who won the election was to flip a coin.
Wow.
Which
So how many votes did they get?
3,495.
I think that's probably more than what Tony Abbott got when he lost his seat of, I think it's Warringal or whatever it was.
You say that, but I actually read today that he actually gets a pay increase as a result of it.
Well, he's retired now. So.
Yeah, because as a retired prime minister, you actually get like $100,000 more on your
whatever his golden handshake pension is.
Yeah, the pension. Yeah, so the pension for a retired prime minister is $100,000 more than if you are a current minister.
Well, that's good. That's not bad.
So
retired prime minister, out the door you go. I'll give you an extra $100,000 plus on the way out.
Yeah, so I don't think it happens in Australia, but yeah, it's actually happened quite a bit. There was also in the last couple of weeks, there was a basketball game in California that was decided by a coin toss as well.
Why?
They went to double overtime and still couldn't decide it. So
the NBA goes to 4 overtimes. They could this stuff could go to like 5 overtimes if they wanted to.
But so yeah, I guess.
Or just at least have it like free throw shooting or something, not a coin toss.
Have you ever had a important decision decide on a toss?
Yeah, I have actually.
Really? What?
Well, I've played games with mates that we've ended up all square with after, and we've decided to flip a coin.
Okay.
So it is kind of
Did you have a good toss with each other?
We did have a good toss. We did have a good toss. Yeah.
I remember
it's an interesting way to decide things.
I remember in like youth football, we were playing a game one day, and like before the game, the captains would do a coin toss and whatever. But the umpire comes in and is like, he made it like this crazy announcement of like, where's the captain? We need to have a go have a toss. And everyone was like, whoa, that sounded so
You got to love it when people say things and they actually sound a lot worse than what they realistically are.
Yeah, well, I've done a bit of research and found a whole bunch of things that have been decided on tosses because, well, yeah.
Yep.
So
what do we have that's been decided on the flip of a coin?
So from recent times, there was a Virginia governor's race that was decided by a coin toss, and apparently it's actually quite common in these elections.
Wow.
There was a Clay County, Alabama sheriff that was also decided on a...
Is it because no one votes on these things?
I don't know, probably. But this is one that will really amaze you. So you know the company Hewlett-Packard?
Yes.
The name was decided based on a coin toss.
What was the other decision?
Packard-Hewlett.
Well, they both sound the same, so it doesn't
really
matter.
It was like two partners who decided that whoever...
So they basically decide, so they're probably their two...
So they had a good old toss together and...
Yeah. And whoever ended up on top was the one who got their name first, quite clearly.
A coin toss named Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
A coin toss decided who got to fly the first flight. Coin toss decided the fate of Richie Valens, the big bopper.
Richie Valens.
Yeah, so you know the song "The Day the Music Died"?
Yes.
Yes. So the song that's about, the plane crash that was there was one seat left, and the final seat was decided based on a coin toss. Plane crashed, they all died. One person is still alive because...
Well, that's not great, but anyway.
Yeah.
You would have wanted to lose that coin toss, not win it.
Yeah, it's amazing how many like plane crashes you always hear of someone who just missed it.
Yeah.
And I always imagine being in their position and being like, because I would be so pissed off if I missed a flight for any reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then like...
To find out that you would have been dead.
Yeah, and you're probably sitting on like another flight, or I think in this case, the guy had to take a bus, so it would have been like a whole day's bus ride. So you'd be sitting there just pissed off like, why did I lose that toss? I need to be a better tosser.
Pissed.
For fuck's sake. And then you then go, oh shit, I actually lived because of this.
Yeah.
So the owner of Secretariat, a famous horse, which there was a
I
movie
know.
recently.
I've heard of Secretary.
It won the Triple Crown.
It's an American horse. Yes.
Yeah, but it was in a movie, I think 10 years. I don't know. Recent times there's a movie made about it.
It's won the Triple Crown. It's big success.
And the owner, two of them, they got to choose the horses and they chose between two based on a coin toss. So that's probably
you'd be pretty happy.
I would assume that's like a multi-million-dollar swing on a coin toss. So you have no idea.
Just making a multi-million-dollar decision on the flip of a coin.
So what if I told you that the entire NBA history that we know?
Yeah.
So basically, the entire NBA history from 1980 onwards, probably until 2000s, was affected by a coin toss.
That wouldn't surprise me.
So basically, in 1979. It came down to that there were two conferences in the NBA, and the loser of each would then go into a coin toss to decide who would get the first pick.
Yeah.
And that year in 1979, it was the LA Lakers or the Chicago Bulls were going to get the first pick. And as a result, of the coin toss, the LA Lakers got it, and Magic Johnson got that. But if it went the other way, that means that the Chicago Bulls would have got it, which then means that you don't necessarily have the whole Jordan thing.
I was going to say
everything gets flipped on its head.
It's amazing how things kind of work out in general. Like, if Magic Johnson goes to Chicago instead, then you're right. That dynasty at Chicago through the 90s.
Well, the Lakers history changes. The Chicago history changes. Everything changes.
It's completely different. So all on the flip of a coin, quite literally.
And apparently, if you flip a coin, the majority of times, if the coin is heads up, when it's flipped, it will actually remain heads up when it lands.
Okay.
Statistically. So even though it's meant to be 50-50,
is it because there's more weight on one side of the coin or the other?
Something to do with the way that people flip it, that they did some study that...
Can you imagine doing that study, how many times you'd flip a coin?
Yeah, I feel like, I'm pretty sure I read that some guy just dedicated his whole life to flipping coins. And then he taught himself how to actually rig it so that he could do it.
Rig it?
Yeah, so if he flipped it, he could actually... almost to a T get it to, at least substantially in his favor.
Well, I'm sure if you flipped a coin enough times, you'd work out pretty quickly